Am or have never seen anything I've ever put out or heard anything I've ever said. This is Joe Imbriano, the Fullerton Informer, folks. I've been coming to you for the better part of a decade trying to expose what is being done to the children in the classrooms with the electromagnetic weaponry that people like to call harmless Wi-Fi. I've been fighting the installation and deployment of these weapons. And make no mistake about these technology systems, they are weaponized. They have been a sacred cow for the last 10 years in every school district in the United States, and not one school board member has been willing to break rank, and not even one teacher has been willing to come forward publicly and oppose the installation of these systems and enter themselves into the public record and stand in opposition. And yet we are now facing them turning these weapons on. 60 gigahertz millimeter waves are a component of the new Wi-Fi systems. It's called WiGig. These chips are included in the industrial strength access points in the schools. I have records from several school districts confirming that the districts do not have any control over the affected radiated power or the frequencies of these industrial strength access points as they literally install them right out of the box into the classrooms. Every one of these access points has the capability of being remote controlled, off-site, off-premise. Every one of these access points has the ability to have power levels increased and frequencies changed, as well as modulation changed. Every one of these access points in the schools are weaponized. As you will see, when these weaponized systems were installed behind people's backs in 2 schools, you will see the effects on the children. It's absolutely amazing how these people can get ready to do things to our children and expect us not to figure them out. Folks, this is the basis of the entire forced vaccination agenda. They are going to induce illness. This time in the fall, it will be with children in the classrooms, and they're going to blame the virus, and they're going to give us the vaccine. You need to understand 60 gigahertz millimeter wave beam-forming oxygen molecule disturbing and disrupting technology that is aimed at your children. This is Joe Imbriano, the Fullerton Informer, and I'm urging all of you to do one of 2 things. Force the school district to get the technology systems and these weaponized transmitters out of all the classrooms, or remove your children from the schools. That is my stern and solid warning to all of you.
The teachers at an Arlington junior high say their building is making them sick. 60 teachers have complained since September. Now the district has suddenly removed its principal.
It is a story News 8 investigator Charlotte Huffman has been digging on for months now. Charlotte?
Well, the removal of the principal is just the latest development in the ongoing crisis at Nichols Junior High. I've talked to more than a dozen different teachers over the last several months. Each one of them told me 2 things. They only feel sick when they're inside the school, and their principal was the only person they could count on to stand up to the district. Now, the principal is out, and teachers fear they could lose their jobs. That's why the teachers you're about to hear from wanted us to hide their identities.
Every time I go to the school, I get sick. It starts with a headache, and then you get dizzy and lightheaded.
It's a bizarre feeling, and nobody knows what's causing it.
You just feel like almost like you've been to the dentist and they've given you a bunch of laughing gas.
It started more than 130 days ago in September when the principal and another staff member nearly passed out in the main office. They were rushed to the hospital. The school was evacuated. The air was deemed safe. And soon, kids returned to class. But those mysterious illnesses continue.
The really scary thing is that every time it gets worse.
What makes frightening, we discovered many parents are completely in the dark. I've heard that teachers have been holding classes outside. Oh, that's news to you?
Yes.
Really?
What?
Because they're too scared to be in the building and too scared to put their students in the building.
It's my first time hearing that. It's frustrating. Because it's like they're trying to keep something from us. We need to know because it's our kids.
She said, Mama, I don't know what's going on in this school, but it's making my head hurt. I don't feel good. I feel like I'm going to throw up. And I'm like, well, Brianna, just go and lay down. You know, I didn't really think anything of it.
Until Brittany Lang went to the school herself.
And I started to get dizzy. My head started to hurt. Nose started to burn. Words was, jittery. Hands jittery. And it immediately made me angry.
Because you realized maybe what your daughter had been complaining of was real.
Yes, it was real.
Nichols Junior High is located in North Arlington. The building is 23 years old and situated in a predominantly Black and Hispanic neighborhood. It's a Title I school, meaning the majority of the students, 76%, come from low-income families.
These is our kids. These is our future. It's not just because we're a Title I school that y'all don't care about us. Let's get down to the bottom of this because it's serious. Teachers are quitting.
Teachers say it wasn't until 6 weeks after the first incident that the district held a meeting to address their concerns. We weren't invited, but obtained this recording in which teachers can be heard begging district officials to take them seriously and inform parents.
I'm begging you, whatever option there is out there, please do it. I just feel like they have a right to know.
Only then did administrators send this letter home to parents. It says, in part, a few staff members have reported feeling ill, but the air is safe and reports do not indicate any unusual number of absences or clinic visits. Teachers say that's simply not true.
It is affecting our students. I have seen students can't catch their breath. It is affecting our students. I have seen students can't catch their breath, have severe headaches.
We're not trying to hide the situation.
Communications Director Leslie Johnston says the district has sent a total of 3 letters home over the past 4 months.
The letters have shared that some staff members have been reporting symptoms.
That some staff members have, but not as many as 60, right?
We haven't shared a specific number. We're being very careful with HIPAA restrictions and privacy restrictions, not to share their personal health information.
Just to be clear, letting parents in on the number of teachers affected would not violate any privacy laws, but there's a lot that parents don't know. Doctors have diagnosed some teachers with an inhalation exposure injury and advised them not to return to school. Is there a concern about maybe creating mass hysteria unnecessarily by notifying parents of what's really going on?
So we're certainly wanting to keep people informed, but try not to create a panic at the same time. So that is a balance.
Johnston says the district has taken every step to try to solve the mystery.
There's a really large fan in there, you can see.
Kelly Horn is leading that charge. He's executive director of maintenance and agreed to give us a tour. What would you guess it is?
Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know that I could guess at this point. We've looked at so many different things.
From carbon dioxide to sewer gas and mold, the list goes on. The district has spent nearly $28,000 and counting on outside contractors who've been brought in to inspect the HVAC, study air quality, and conduct mold tests.
We continue to search for it, but we've not found anything that we can point to definitively.
Something's going on at the school.
Dr. Elisa Rich is a professor at UNT School of Public Health. She's a member of the World Health Organization's Chemical Risk Assessment Network, a group of 38 scientists that develop guidelines to reduce the risks of chemical exposures. Teachers contacted Dr. Rich for help. She says she tried, but was escorted out of a district meeting with staff last December.
I was informed that it was a closed meeting, which struck me a little odd.
So we gathered test results and other records obtained during our investigation and put them in front of her for her expert opinion.
That's an inhalation of some type of gas to me. The question is, where's the gas coming from? The question is, what type of gas is it?
What caused it? Carbon dioxide.
Until the district can pinpoint the cause of the illnesses, some teachers say they just want out.
Please just relocate everyone. I know logistically it might be a nightmare, but it's people's health is involved. It's nothing to mess around with.
Well, the district...
Okay, this is a reaction. I'm gonna, have this as a reaction vid for legal purposes, but it's not important. Let's move on to the next video. You'll see why that video is important. It's the date that you need to be mindful of. Let me go back. Now then, I know I found the actual article video of when they, yeah, there it is. Pause it. That was 3 years ago. Arlington ISD school after illnesses. Again, 3 years ago when this was published.
Like weakness of the limbs.
Harris says her son is on antibiotics and now...
A small group protested outside Arlington ISD this evening, claiming the district is doing nothing about what they call a health threat at Nichols Junior High School. They say something in the school is making students and employees sick, and there's now a lawsuit in the works. But the district says they...
I could play the rest of it, but it's going to be in the playlist for right here for you all. So that was Arlington. Understand that happened, that whole scenario happened 3 years ago, right? So let's move on to the next one. Here's another school.
People have been sent here and
news we've been following for the past several hours out of Frazier, a mystery illness.
Remember, that's 2 years ago.
Sickens students and staff. It's a story we brought you first in our WXYZ app. The scare unfolding today at the Arts Academy in the Woods. We're told 14 patients, 12 students, 2 teachers, have been taken to the hospital. They had trouble breathing and their eyes were tearing up. Now, police officers on the scene say 2 classrooms affected smelled like mace and sawdust, but they found nothing. 7 Action News reporter Aaron Baskerville is live at McLaren Hospital, Mount Clemens, where some of those patients have been taken. Aaron?
Stephen, we've been stationed out here for several hours just looking for the latest developments and updates so we can bring you any breaking news. I can tell you that 7 people have been sent here and 7 people have since been released. They have all been treated and no one has tested positive for carbon monoxide poisoning. Also, just a little while ago, I had the chance to talk to a 16-year-old who was rushed to the hospital here.
when you open your mouth, you could feel something going down your throat, and it just got really bad from there.
Gianni Shoemake emerging from McLaren Hospital in Mount Clemens, feeling better but still a little dizzy. The 16-year-old sophomore is one of 7 students and staff from Arts Academy in the Woods, treated and released late this afternoon.
I could play the rest, but want to make this short and brief. Again, the videos will be in the playlist for you to check out.
Now to the demand for answers over a disturbing new video that shows.
This was 5 months ago. For those migrant team. Yeah, 5 months ago. So here's the thing. Let's see. We're in May, right? So January, March, April, May. That's just from January to now. That's only 4 months. You got 5 months. That's going back to December of last year. Why that's important? Remember, one of the schools that I just showed you, at least I think, before I get into this, hang on. No, this may have been it.
In other headlines locally this morning, Ripon parents called it a cancer-causing cell phone tower on a school campus. Well, now that is being removed. Parents fought for years with the district after 4 children were diagnosed with some form of cancer. Although there is no direct evidence the tower is linked to the children, Sprint will be removing that tower in the near future. Well,
Okay. Keep checking. Keep checking.
What are you guys doing here?
Putting a fiber optic
What is it for?
for the school.
For what though?
Just the internet.
For what kind of internet?
E-text.
Does that have anything to do with 5G?
Yes.
So they're installing 5G here at this school? Do you know why they're doing it while all the parents are at home and nobody knows what's going on?
Well, this actually started since December last year. And this is nothing to do with what's going on or none of that.
Okay, so it's not being done behind our backs.
No.
Do you know that 5G is going to be very harmful for children and that cancer is going to skyrocket? What you're doing is going to harm a lot of children.
I hope not. I mean, I'm just a contractor for them, so.
I know. A lot of us parents are very, very concerned, though.
Yeah.
Maybe something you might want to talk about with your chain of command or something.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. You too.
All right. Now, remember how you just said since last December? This next video, I wanted to show right after that. It's very heartbreaking.
Now to the demand for answers over disturbing new video that shows a...
Again, 5 months ago. That's going far back into December of last year. Remember how you said that this was happening since December?
migrant teen dying in U.S. custody. The 16-year-old from Guatemala, seriously ill from the flu, passed away in a holding cell. Matt Gutman has the latest from Los Angeles. Good morning, Matt.
Robin, good morning. This is the sixth child to die in U.S. custody in the space of about a year. And what makes this video so disturbing is that this boy dies unattended from what should be a treatable illness. This morning, growing outrage over this disturbing new video uncovered by ProPublica of the final moments of 16-year-old Carlos Vasquez's life in a Border Patrol cell.
I think it was negligent homicide. I mean, someone needs to be held to account. It is completely unacceptable for a 16-year-old child to die of the flu.
Nearly a week after crossing the border into the U.S., Vasquez from Guatemala was determined to have the flu by a nurse practitioner at this Texas processing facility. His fever, 103 degrees. He was supposed to be checked again in 2 hours, then brought to the emergency room if his condition worsened. But Vasquez is taken to a quarantine facility. He and his cellmate, who also has the flu, seen here sleeping on cement slabs with those space blankets for bedding. For nearly 30 minutes, the cell block camera captures Vasquez writhing in pain, wearing a surgical mask before he falls to the floor next to the cell's door. He then manages to drag himself to the toilet before collapsing again. The video, which Border Patrol later gave to the local police investigating Vasquez's death, goes black for the next 4 hours. During the gap, records show an agent logged welfare checks. But when the video returns, Vasquez's cellmate wakes to find him dead and alerts the guards. Now it goes black for the next 4 hours. During the gap, record video, which Border Patrol later gave to the local police investigating Vasquez's death, goes black for the next 4 hours. During the gap, which Border Patrol later gave to the local police investigating Vasquez's death, goes black for the next 4 hours. During the gap, floor next to the cell's door. He then manages to drag himself to the toilet before collapsing again. The video, which Border Patrol later gave to the local police investigating Vasquez's death, goes black for the next 4 hours. During the...
I want people to understand that they cut 4 hours of video feed off the evidence. Be mindful of that. This is a child we're talking about now. Okay. Now here's the real kicker here. 5G antenna installation 11 months ago. 5 months ago is December of last year, 2009. 2019. 11 months, so let's dial it back. Since 5 months ago would be that, so that means, let's see, November would be 6. October would be number 7. So just dial that back. I could go as far into that, but I don't have a calendar. And usually I'm very negligent when it comes to that. I need to be more on tabs on that. Because I especially with doing a video like this, you know. But I want people to pay attention because this 5G antenna being installed 11 months ago. Pay attention to that. With all these mysterious illnesses popping up. Now, here's the thing. That's 5G. That contractor said that 5G was being installed since last December. Now, was that just for the schools since last December? Or is he just saying it's just for the schools that they've been doing that since last December? Or has 5G been in, going and installed, as we're seeing here, in multiple locations? Hopefully we can get a look at the area that this guy is at. A good look at the surrounding area. Okay, so I'm seeing a flat surface, large area type of the building. I'm seeing plenty of ventilation units, and looks like there's a suburban complex area. You can see some motels there in the background. You can see some housing units. So with the way this building is looking, I would have to estimate this may be a school, but I could be wrong. There's like plenty of other buildings that have similar structures like this, but it very well could be a school. Now, I don't know per se, but understand a lot of these mysterious illnesses were happening back in the schools going as far back as 3 years ago. This is long since before, way before 5G was even signed in. Now, why is that important? It's important because 5G was not tested. It was not tested, yet it was signed in. And it was not signed in until this year, later on into this year. Now then,
at the school, what are you guys installing?
Any other questions?
No, you want to answer any of them?
No, I don't.
Why?
Because I don't have to. I don't want to.
Why are there 3 cops here that aren't even in cop clothes? I'm trying to figure out
what... Are you going to church?
I'm trying to figure out what everybody's doing at these schools.
Are you on private property there? Why are you parked in there?
That's a real deflective question.
It really is.
Why can't you answer any of mine?
I don't want to.
Because you're up
Why
to no
don't you
good,
answer
aren't
my
you?
question?
Are you trying to kill my kids?
I'm
I'm trying to kill your kids?
Yeah, what are you guys
You got some
doing here?
identification on you?
I don't think that
I think
matters.
we need to call some law enforcement over here.
I think
You're
we have
acting
some.
weird.
I haven't done anything wrong. I have rights.
You're coming over here asking weird questions.
Weird questions
Yeah,
that you won't answer.
You think people are trying to kill you?
No,
and
I
your
don't.
family.
I'm questioning if you guys are installing 5G in this school. Because I have it on a good source that you are.
Okay.
And will you answer that question?
Nope, I won't.
You won't answer
Nope.
it? Okay. I'll make sure to share this record with
You
people.
go do that.
Thank you.
I got your plate.
Is that a threat? You have my plates?
I got your plate.
So you're what, gonna show up at my house and do something? I'm not afraid of you, man.
And you think you're recording and you think that's appropriate? Why are you recording them?
Because it's suspicious.
Why are you recording them?
Because it's suspicious. All right?
You think people are trying to kill you?
I think that you guys are installing 5G and it's very dangerous.
Okay.
And you guys are told to lie about it.
Stop recording me. You don't have my permission to record me.
Okay, this is a free
Stop
country.
recording.
Goodbye.
Stop recording.
I don't think so.
There you guys have it.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know it was going to cut. But also, the channels that are being shown, Fullerton, Informer, Haleman, I think I got Jeff Censored's channel in this list too. Definitely subscribe to them. They're also for trying to expose the tyranny that's going on out there. You'll be able to pick up on a lot of information, a lot of good videos of people speaking out, people protesting, and stuff that they don't want you to see if you haven't seen yet. So just be mindful of that. Some of you probably already subscribed to those channels though. Let's see, is there anything that I missed? Okay, okay, there's this one.
Long ago, I quit the industry after finding out that I was installing a Chinese-made weapons and surveillance platform. I took a $60,000 a year pay cut and entered another field. And I've been avoiding making this video. I was just never telling how far a video would go. After a couple times going viral, I'm just kind of over it. But there's some things going on in the world now that I can't sit on the information and not tell you. Even though I may struggle with how to tell you.
Okay, good. I hope I got enough room.
Look, all right. So there's a lot of myth and disinformation about 5G, and a lot of people are scared, and rightly so. This isn't what we're used to. This is not anything like what we've got online now. Well, though now we've got it online, and that's the issue. It's not just theoretical anymore. It's not just being installed in preparation of. It is online, and I'm being proven right, and I hate it. Because there are some communities out there that are going to feel the effects of what I installed there. Where do I even start? All right, so 5G is a new way of emitting radio frequency. All right. Unlike 2G, like 2G and 3G, it is directional. All right. 4G.
I don't mean to cut the vid there, but I want people to understand that us target individuals are we're being hit with directed energy weapons on a daily basis. Even now, I'm even being hit now from people above in the building above me doing this. I wish I was joking, but I'm not. So I want people to understand. Why are they putting this out there in so many areas? Is so they can use directed energy weapons on not just targeted individuals anymore. They're looking to make everybody a targeted individual. And people who are signing up to help them do this are idiots who are just buying into this or either for the satanic movement that they're trying to push on everybody, and they're just a part of the opposition who are looking to enslave everyone into this police state, into a smart city. Here's the thing: a smart city can be beneficial, okay? It can, but with an organization that's doing this kind of stuff, that's doing all of this satanic, evil tactics like this, it's not going to be used for good. It can be used for good, but that's not their intention. That's all an illusion. They will tell you they will use it for good, but it's not.
Itself in a bubble, and your exposure to the radio frequency, which is non-ionizing radiation, which means that it doesn't have the strength like plutonium or uranium to knock your electrons out of the path and start mutation. Though radio frequency has been proven by the National Institute of Health's toxicology program to be carcinogenic. And that's just at 2G, 3G. They found conclusively that it caused tumors and cancer. All right? They tested it on rats, but they proved it. $30 million 2-year study, they proved it. Cell phone radiation is carcinogenic. All right? And your user manual that you got with your phone, it tells you to keep the thing away from your body. Do not carry it on your body next to your skin. It tells you to use your phone holding it 6 inches away from your head. There's a reason. Now 5G is a whole new ballgame. And it emits radio frequency in a millimeter wave. Alright? It's like a non-ionizing radiation laser beam, essentially. And they've done tests on this. They found out that there were adverse health effects from exposure to millimeter waves in the 70s. I've seen some of the documents. I've seen the studies. They found out a long time ago, which is why the military used it. They use it in a thing called the active denial system. It's a crowd control. They spray the crowd with a millimeter wave radio frequency, and it causes the water molecules in your sweat glands to feel like they're boiling, and the crowd disperses immediately. And this job that I love and took so much pride in had me installing similar technology in your communities, and I couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it anymore. And I made some videos, and a lot of people were scared, and...
Okay, I don't know how much time I have on this recording, because I don't know if I got enough room to finish the whole thing. Again, it's going to be in a playlist for everyone to check out. Now for the final video that'll be on this. If I can just figure out where it's at. Oh, wait, there it is. Now this one from CNBC television was literally posted 3 days ago.
Thanks for sharing your DIY haircuts, your savage moves, and your adorable pets. Now it's our turn to share with the Geico Give Back, a 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies lasting your full policy term. So, thanks again.
Sorry about that, folks.
And the reason to, I think, bring this information to...
We are learning tonight.
Okay. Some children, teens develop dangerous illness after coronavirus exposure 3 days ago. I hope everybody is seeing the pattern here. What was happening, the mysteriousness of what was happening several years ago. Now, I mean, then they didn't have an excuse to something to blame it on. Now they have an excuse to blame it on something. Oh, no. Don't pay attention to those conspiracy theorists. No, it's actually a virus. That's a lie. It's a covert tactic lie that they're using to basically blind you from what they're really doing. And these people are still installing this, even while people are dying, even while people are being tortured, hence us targeting individuals. Let me tell you something. Us targeting individuals are basically, when the effects of this is basically rape of the mind, okay? It's rape of the mind. It's even rape of the body through remote technology. I want people to understand that this is something that they're not just submitting to adults. This is something they're submitting to children as well. I want people to understand that. Let's go ahead and continue.
About a dangerous illness hitting children who have been exposed to the coronavirus. None have died, but many require critical care. Dr. James Schneider currently has 9 kids in his ICU at the Cohen Children's Medical Center out on Long Island, just outside New York City. Dr. Schneider, I appreciate you being with us. What can you tell us about these children and what is a very scary story to hear?
Well, good evening, and thanks for having me. So what I could tell you is that we're identifying just a new syndrome that frankly, coronavirus is being associated with. And it's a syndrome that is, although rare, it is something that is definitely life-threatening for these children. It seems to be a reaction to a previous infection with coronavirus, meaning the patients are not necessarily contagious at this time. However, they're presenting with signs that look like something we're familiar with called Kawasaki disease, but also have other symptoms that really are showing evidence of their cardiovascular systems being affected, and they're needing blood pressure medicines for support. Some need mechanical.
Before I get back to the rest of that, let's see what symptoms of Kawasaki disease is. I wish they would just hurry up with the video. That's too long of an
in managing a child.
That's still too long, man. Okay, you know what? Just give me a blunt.
Hey everyone, this lesson is on Kawasaki disease. So in this lesson we're going to talk about what Kawasaki disease is, what are some of the key signs and symptoms of this condition. We're also going to talk about the diagnostic criteria, and we're also going to talk about what we can do to treat it. So Kawasaki disease is an idiopathic acute medium-sized vasculitis. So it is a vasculitis of muscular medium-sized blood vessels. It is idiopathic because oftentimes the etiology or the cause is not known, and it's acute, which means it can come on rapidly, and it's an acute condition, so it's short-term. So vasculitis, if we break down that word, vascule, the prefix means blood vessel, and itis means inflammation. So vasculitis is an inflammation of blood vessels. With regards to Kawasaki disease, it is an inflammation of medium-sized blood vessels. Kawasaki disease was
inflammation, huh? That's a key term to remember.
Previously known as mucocutaneous lymph node syndrome, and it is a self-limiting condition with associated fever and inflammation, and if not treated, generally lasts for, on average, about 12 days. Kawasaki disease is extremely important to recognize and treat because it has devastating complications. And those complications, when not treated, include coronary artery aneurysms, MI, so arrhythmias, peripheral artery occlusion, and heart failure. So a lot of damage can occur with regards to the heart and heart structure. And because Kawasaki disease is a condition we primarily see in children, recognizing Kawasaki disease becomes even more important.
Yet another key factor in that. The heart, what was that he called it? Heart failure. You notice how he used Kawasaki disease and how it's known, with children? You think they're not planning on killing your kids? Because they are. Everyone, please don't send your kids to the schools. Don't. If you love your kids, don't do that. Keep them home. Keep them home. I think I could go even farther with that other video, but it's in the playlist. You'll find it. You already seen the name, like 5G victims since like 2019 or since last December or something like that. You'll find it in the playlist. With that out of the way, that's about all I wanted to show you on this. I wanted to keep it very brief and straight to the point to give people a direct explanation on this. And I'm very, very grateful to the people who rose up and did their research to bring forth the the end results for everyone to see and everyone to be able to share and spread the word out about, so that people will be more informed, so that we can actually save as many lives, really actually save as many lives as we possibly can, because the damn government is not doing its job. It's not. It's doing the job that it favors, and it's not looking for the best interest of the people. It's not. It's looking for its own way to fill its own pockets. It's looking for its own way to get its own views, its own directional and desires through. And it looks to just cut people out of the equation by either killing them off, enslaving them in prisons, and even worse, they have absolutely no sympathy for your children at all. They have none. Put that out of the way. Please do share this. You definitely have my permission to share this video. With that out of the way, that's about all I had to say on this one. Stay safe, stay strong, everybody.